want to try to make some molds for these taillight lenses. We're here at good old Walmart. Somebody got caught shoplifting, it looks like. Don't steal, kids. Don't steal. Let's see what we got over here in the automotive aisle. I'll get back to you. And we're out. I spent about roughly about $75 and stuff to try this one. Minus the rug. The rug was like 20 bucks, so I didn't figure that in. That's for me to roll on while I'm editing videos, because I think I'm screwing my floors up. But now we're off to the house to try this naphtha silicone pourable thing out and see if that works. If not, I guess we'll be trying something else later. And I was thinking these would fit. Well, they fit, but I won't have enough sidewall to cast the mold. So I'm gonna have to use the lids like so, and give me about a ½ inch on all sides at least. That way I can wall them in. And after I wall them in, we'll pour the silicone. But first, I gotta get my modeling clay and all these gaps that you see all around. I gotta build all of those up. So I'm gonna set you guys up and see what I can do. This is the modeling clay I got from Walmart. Make sure it says non-hardening, whatever kind you use. Because whenever you pour your mold, you don't want your clay to harden up, because you gotta pull the silicone, you gotta pull this clay back out after you do the first half of your mold. That way when you cast the second half, you can get all the areas that the first half didn't do, and it'll give you a mold of just your lens. But I'm gonna get this clay out and try to loosen up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright, this stuff right here is it's not really easy to use, but I guess it's going to do what I need to do. I don't have a whole lot of choice. It's the only stuff I can find. But let's see what we can do with it. I'm not no modeler by any means at all, but I will try to do anything. My Tupperware bowls didn't work out because they didn't sit too flat, so I'm using a big old cooking tray. I got the clay on here, so now we just gotta line it up with about 1.5 inches on all sides, and we push it down, and we're going to try to get rid of all these little gaps. And then after I go around and do that all the way around, I'm going to get the hot glue gun and seal it around the edges to make sure enough silicone goes through. And the reason I'm doing that, this silicone is about $6 a tube. And I'd rather not just waste silicone all inside this, because I don't need it. The back half will do the back half mold, so I just need to mold this top part. So I'm going to push all this down, hot glue it, and get back with you. I decided to skip on the hot glue. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some wood and square it off in here. And then I'm going to hot glue the wood on the outside. The reason I'm not using it on this is because I started thinking about it. The naphtha I'm using will melt the hot glue, so it'll be kind of pointless. It might even mess up the mold. So I'm going to make this wood frame real quick and get back to you. Here's my little makeshift box. I was paranoid about the corners, so I clayed all the corners. And I have the outside hot glued. So now I'm going to get this out the way. And Grab a gallon Ziploc bag. What I'm going to do in this Ziploc bag, and before I forget, make sure everything you use is 100% silicone. And on his back, make sure it says something about releasing acidic vapors while drying, because that's the kind you want. But you got a hole in the back of your caulk gun here. Just put that on there and pop it off. I usually go a little deeper, but it'll be okay for now. But for all intents and purposes, for speed wise, I want you to cut the whole end of this off. And then on the bottom of your caulk gun, you should have a little needle right here. Use that needle to pop that foil cap. You don't need much. Once you pop the hole, it's going to bust right through. Butterfingers. And then when you put it in your Ziploc bag, you don't want to put it in the corners right off. Let's try to fill it up in the center. That keeps the mixing process a little bit easier. Okay, now we're going to use some naphtha. And we're going to use a ½ cup per tube of silicone. So this will be 1.5 cups. I'm sorry, we're going to use a ¼ cup per tube of silicone. So it'll be 3/4 cup. My apologies. These are usually kind of aggravating to open, but all you gotta do, let's see if I can focus. These tabs are lined up with the groove here. You just slide out the tab and get like a knife or a flathead or something like that. And you just put it in the flat part and it pops right off. I'm gonna let it run to the bottom. That's why it's less likely to spill. And now we're going to close this bag up. You could do it in a mixing cup if you wanted to, but this way is a lot more cleaner. You ain't going to really smell much of it. And then we're going to just mix this for about 5 to 10 minutes until it gets more of a consistency that you can just pour out. So yeah, I'm going to mix this and get back to you. Alright, we're going to use a little bit of this IPA, isopropyl rubbing alcohol, to clean the lens. It's gotten pretty oily from my dirty old hands messing with the modeling clay. So, I'm going to wipe it down. Be very generous with it. get all the oil off. Okay. Close that so it's full all over the place. And you guys want to see a real show? Wait till my wife gets home and sees I use one of her pans. That'd probably be a hit. Watching a short 5'3" girl beat the crap out of me. We're going to pick one corner and flow that way. And you got plenty of time to do this. This stuff takes probably about 24 hours to fully dry. So you don't have to be in a real big rush. This is probably going to cause some air bubbles. But like I said, this is just like a little test, see how it works, if it will work. More or less prepare myself before I buy some $200 gallon modeling silicone. I'd rather practice with this first. What I'm doing now is kind of making sure the lens is good and covered. This naphtha is basically like what's in a charcoal starter, lighter fluid. Ain't nothing real fancy. If anybody wonders, I'm using the no odor one. But I'm gonna mix a couple more batches, fill this mold up, and I'll get back to you guys. There we go. This is the concoction that I came up with. We're gonna wait 24 hours and see how it turns out. It took me 8 tubes of silicone to make this. So about $40 in silicone. And if this does work, I gotta make another mold for the back side. So in total, I need 4 of these molds, 2 for each tail light. So it's gonna be roughly what, 160 bucks in just silicone. But it's taking a lot. If I was to buy the 2-part silicone for molding, it'd be roughly $400. So if this works, that'd be great. If not, nah, I guess I'm out of it. I'd rather try on one half than ruin the whole project and buy it all in bulk and try it all at once. But we'll check it tomorrow and see what it looks like. Until then, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And remember to do your best, even if you screw up. Thanks.